All right, welcome to the travel workout. This is just in time for the holidays. This is so you can pack anything in your suitcase that doesn't take up a whole lot of space, like resistance straps and also the loops, and if you have some suspension straps, but that'll come later. So the first exercise, we're going to jump right into it. Now I'm assuming you've already done a dynamic warm-up. I'm not going to walk you through a dynamic warm-up. Those are going to be things like body weight squats, T-spine rotations, diagonal toe touches, arm circles, comb backs, high knees, right? Make sure you get in a good 5-minute dynamic warm-up to get your heart rate going and to make sure you send a signal to the central nervous system that you're getting ready to exercise, okay? Very first exercise, you can do this on the floor in the hotel. You can do it in the floor of the suite that you're staying in at your in-laws' house. All right? So if you feel like you don't have a whole lot of resistance, just go ahead and double those up. You're going to retract those shoulder blades. You're going to be at a 90-degree angle, and you're going to pull right into your belly. Good. We're going to go for 15. Make sure you squeeze those rear deltoids in the back. You're trying to kiss your shoulder blades together, right? Like if you had an egg or a walnut in between your shoulder blades in the back, you're trying to crack it in the middle. And I've lost count, so let's just say 5 more just for the fun of it, okay? And you also notice my elbows are nice and tight. I'm not bowing my arms out here like this. They're nice and tight. I rub them right beside my rib cage, right? And you also notice that I didn't do this number, right? I'm just staying nice and tall at 90 degrees. I'm driving my legs into the floor, and I'm really squeezing at the back there. Okay, so that's your first set. That's going to be your floor row. Now we're going to transition to push-ups. You can do these on a counter. You can do these on a desk. And I'm going to do these right here, but you can do these, like I said, on a counter or on a desk. I'm going to do a couple here. I want you to see my back is nice and straight. Okay, my hands are nice and wide. I'm going to go for 5 on the floor. Right, I'm not jerking down into the floor. Right, these are nice and slow and deliberate. No one needs to see that. I need you to see how I'm set up on the counter, okay, or a desk, like I said, at the hotel or whatever room you're staying in, okay? My feet are together in the back. And I want you to pay attention. My back is not swayed in like this, and I'm also not into a pike like this, right? Okay, I stay nice and straight. Right? My back stays nice and firm. So we're not doing this, and we're not doing this. Okay? We're nice and firm. Hands are just wider than our shoulders. You're going to inhale on the down and exhale on the up. Inhale here. Exhale here. Let's go for 5 more. Inhale on the down. Exhale on the up. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 4. Last one. All right. All right. We're going to transition from to upper body to the lower body now. We're going to do squats. I'm going to show you how you set this up. I've got both feet on here. I've got my resistance bands. I'm going to take them and put my elbows like this and spread out. Okay, so I'm going to show you that again. So I've got both feet on here. I've got a hand in each handle. And I'm going to take my elbows. Right now the bands are on the outside, and I'm going to bring them out like this. Now I'm going to spread out. I'm going to hold my hands into a T and squat for 15. Same rules apply. You're going to inhale on the easy part, exhale on the hard part. Keep that T up here on your arms, otherwise you're going to make it too easy on your legs. So keep that T maintained up here with your arms. We got 5 more. Really push your heels through the floor. 2 more. Last one. Now, easy transition. You don't need much rest here. You're going to transition right back to another upper body exercise, and you're going to do bicep curls. If you stand on it with both feet, it's harder. If you do just one foot, it's a little bit easier. Right? So do what you can. You're going to rotate those shoulders back. Show you what these look like from the side. Both at the same time. We're not bouncing like this, and we're not swaying like this. That's not a bicep exercise, that's a lumbar exercise. So we want everything to be nice and quiet except for that elbow joint. If you notice, that's the only part of my body that's moving, besides my mouth, is that elbow joint. My shoulders are nice and locked, down and back. And the only thing that I'm using to control this band on the down and powered on the up is my elbow joint, which means my bicep is the only muscle that's working right here. Let's do 3 more. All right, so that concludes the part of the circuit that uses the band. Now you're going to transition to the suspension straps that you're going to put on your door. I'm going to show you real quick where these straps need to be. Again, you don't need to see my mug. So you can see that the handles of the strap are right at my fingertips. Okay? So make sure you do that adjustment before you do the first exercise. Work those legs some more. The first one, you're going to be facing the door. We're going to do a rear lunge, and then we're going to finish with a high knee. I want you to make sure that you're not giving a death grip on these handles, because we don't want to tell your body to use your arms. We want to tell your body to use your legs. So this is a loose grip here, okay? Just fingertips. So I'm actually going to start in the down position because I want to make sure that I have a full extension here, okay? Now when I come up, I'm going to push this leg through the floor. I'm going to push this heel through the floor, and I don't have a grip on these handles. I'm going to come up and do a high knee. Nice long reach, high knee. So this stationary leg is doing all the work. It's powering you up through the heel, through the heel, through the heel. Push, push, push a hole into the floor and get this knee up as high as you can, and then control it on the down. Okay, we're going to go for 15. Nice and extended here, but loose grip, okay? Loose grip. These are just my fingertips here with my thumb and my fingertips. I'm not grasping these handles fully. We're going to go for 15 per leg. That knee touches in the back. 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling the burn in that left leg already. We got 5 more. Here comes the last one. Okay, take about a 15-second break. Let your heart rate not come down too much, but we also don't want to get it to so high that we can't finish the other leg. All right, so our left leg was the working leg. This time we're going to be the right leg. That's actually the stationary leg, the one that's doing all the work. You're going to start in the down position. Remember, you don't want a big, firm death grip on these handles. You just want fingertips. Your right leg is the worker now. This is the worker. Right? Push through the floor and get that knee up. 2, There's 5. Coming up on 10. That means we got 5 left. Remember, push that right leg through the floor. 2 more. Last one. Great job. All right, so we're going to try to balance out the upper body and the lower body. So we just did lower body, so now we're going to do upper body. Try to keep it simple. You're going to keep facing the door. And this is called a pike to a Y overhead extension. So this will make sense when you see me do it. So you're going to sway back into a little bit of a pike, okay? You see how I'm into a bit of a pike here. And when I come up, I'm going to make a Y with my arms, okay? Here's that sway back, pike. Okay, my toes are up. I'm on my heels. And then I come up. So I'm going to move the camera now because I want you to see more of the top part of my body, and I want you to see the straps too, because I want you to notice that the straps are not loose like this. They're nice and tight the whole time. Okay, so there's the sway and there's the Y for 15. I want you to notice something else too. At the top of the Y, I open it up a little bit, but I want you to open it with the rear deltoid, not with your hands or your arms. So if you could see the deltoid in the back of your body, it'd be going like this. So that's actually the part of your body that you're using to open up those straps. Right? So if I do this like this, and then I open up those shoulder blades at the top. Okay? Let's go for 15. All right? We're going to start in that pike. Nice stretch in the lat right here. Feels really good. All right, we're going to go for 15. There's 3, 4. When you come up into that Y, look right at the door. There's 5, 6. Remember, there's no slack in that strap. 7, 8, 9. There's 10. You got to really pull back on those straps. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is my arms are straight. I don't bend my elbows. 2 more. Last one coming up. They should be burning. All right, I'm going to take a minute to change the angle of the camera, and we'll be right back to do some chest presses. All right. We just did a pull by doing those overhead Y extensions. So now we need to do a push. So we're going to do a push for our chest press, and I'll tell you that this is what we call a kickstand, right? So we could do them like this, but we're going to do a kickstand with 1 foot in the front. Okay? We're going to come right down to the armpit level and push back out. That's 6. Now, what I have here is I don't have them out too far, right? Because that's dangerous for my shoulders. And I don't have them so close to my body that it really isn't working at all. So if you see where I have these, they're about halfway between what would be 90 degrees up here, right? So I would say they're probably at about a 45-degree angle from my armpits, if that helps. Okay, let's go for 15. Make sure you go on that toe of the front foot. That gives you a little bit deeper range of motion, but you don't have to go past right here, okay? You don't want to be dangerous and be all the way down here. That's too dangerous for your shoulders. So stop right there when your upper arm is parallel with your back, right? So this is too far, and this is not enough. This is perfect, all right? There's 5. Be light on your feet. Be light on your toes, on the front foot and the back foot. That was 10. Let's go for 5 more. We want to be light on our toes so we make our upper body do most of the work. Last one. All right, of course I'm going to have to change the angle of the camera again, and now we're going to work our lower body. We did a rear lunge before, now we're going to do a forward lunge. If you remember the first set of lunges that we did a rear lunge and we were facing the door. Now we're going to face away from it. We're still going to do an overhead reach because we're traveling and we're eating a lot and we might be drinking, I don't know. But if you're doing both and you're sitting around a lot visiting with family and friends, it's good to try to add as many other basic movement patterns into your exercises as you can, which is why we're doing that overhead reach. So when we did the rear lunges, I told you not to have a death grip on these straps, and the same thing applies for the forward lunge, right? So it's just going to be my fingertips like this. I'm going to step, and I want you to see that overhead reach, okay? Going for 15. My back knee is touching. There's 5, I think. Just your fingertips on the handles. Get nice and long. Just my fingertips. Again, we want to communicate to our body that we want to use our legs to control everything, not our arms. Here comes 2 more for 15 on one leg. Okay, you only need to take about 5 or 10 seconds. Just shake things out. You can rest your shoulders for just a second. A couple deep breaths. This would be an active rest because we didn't sit down. All right, we're going to go for 15. Okay, we're going to start in that down position so we know we're nice in a great starting position, okay? So this is 1. Here comes 5. You're getting nice and long. Fingertips only. There's no slack in that strap. Here comes 10. We got 5 more. Really get nice and long. I know I keep saying that. Range of motion builds stronger muscles. Greater range of motion builds stronger muscles. Great job. Time to change the camera again. All right, you guessed it. We've done a lower body, so we're going to move to the upper body. And we have done a lot of shoulder work today. So sorry, we're going to do some more. We are going to do a row now that comes up here, right? So if you remember the very first exercise that we did, you were sitting on the floor and you were rowing real close to your rib cage and down low. So now we're going to work the upper part of those lats and rear deltoids by bringing our arms up into a T. This is not a T, okay? This does not count. This is a T, okay? We're going to go for 15. You're going to just walk it in slowly, feet together, or as close as you can get them. Remember, there's never any slack in this line, okay? It stays nice and firm. Look in front of you. Don't look down. And don't look back like this, okay? We want a neutral spine. If this feels too easy, you can tippy-toe towards the door. Okay? If it feels too hard, you walk away from it. Right? So the further you move your feet away from the anchor point, the easier it is. The closer you move your feet towards the anchor point, the harder it is. Now that doesn't mean that while you're doing a set of these, let's say you've done 10 like this, and you want to finish out 5 more, you just take a tippy toe back and bust out a couple more. If that feels hard, just a tippy toe back, a couple more. Here we go. All right, so we've lowered the straps to where they are right at the tips of my shoes, okay? So you do the same. This is a full-length assisted sit-up. Make sure those handles are aligned, right? Fingertips only, right? You're at 90 degrees. You're gonna lay all the way back, and then you're gonna come all the way up, okay? And try to reach your toes, okay? So because I don't have great flexibility, you'll notice that I kind of hunch my back a lot. Well, I'm using a lot of the mobility in my shoulders to try to get to my toes because I don't have great mobility in my hips. But think about the area that you're trying to work, right? If I do this, that's a lot of shoulders. So we want to try to hinge just here to reach our toes as opposed to so much of this, okay? So I don't know how my form's gonna look, but I'm gonna do 15 and we'll see what happens. Try to keep your legs on the floor. And try to reach with your hamstrings if that makes sense. Right, you should feel your hamstrings stretching here. Here comes 8. Here comes 10. Remember, I just have my fingertips on these straps. 5 more. Two more. Last one. Okay, so that concludes the portion of the travel workout where you're going to use your straps. The last circuit within the entire workout, you're going to use the smaller resistance loops. So go ahead and get those ready. All right, we're back with our resistance loops. We're going to start with legs. We're going to do what's called, we're going to put this around our feet, first of all, right around our shoes, right in the middle of our feet. Okay? We're going to start with our feet wider than our shoulders, and we're going to do a squat. And then when we come back up, we're going to do a lateral kick. Okay? The way that I like to do these is I like to add some arm movement to it. Okay? So it's almost like this, right? If that doesn't feel comfortable, you should at least do this. Right? So we're making that cross connection. We're making a connection with our right hip and our left shoulder. Okay? You can do them like this, or you can do them like this. All right? So the other side looks like this. Okay? Or like this. Okay? Here we go we're going to do 15 per side. We're going to take about a 20 to 30 second rest before we do the other side. Otherwise, your legs are going to fatigue from doing too many squats. Okay? And here we are in that position where our feet are just wider than our shoulders. Okay, I'm going to turn this way a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Squat. That's 5. Here comes 10. And I'm kind of acting like I'm pulling something apart with my arms. We got 2 more. Last one. Okay? You can push pause here and take a break for about 20 or 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and get right into the other side. Remember, I want you to act like you're pulling something apart, like you almost have a resistance band here, and you're pulling it apart in front. Okay, for 15. There's 5. Here comes 10. We got 5 more. 2 more. Last one. Great job. All right, so now we're going to work the lats, which makes a lot of sense because of all the shoulder work that we did today. The lat is an integral part of the shoulder. It attaches to it, to the deltoid. So it makes sense that we're going to work that. What I love about this exercise is it works on stability on the stable arm, and it then obviously works on strength, the moving arm. Okay? So the arm that's working is the right, so the knee that's in front is the left. This is firm. There's no bend in the elbow. This is firmly in your hand. And I'm pulling this right beside my head. You see how far down I'm coming? That's 4, 5, I'm starting back to normal, 6. Remember what we talked about? An increased range of motion helps you to increase your strength gains. So if you want to get stronger, you want to work on increasing the range of motion that you move your muscles through. I have no idea what number this is, so we're going to say this is 10, but it's probably more. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And again, you've worked on the stability within your right joint by holding this nice and firm, and you've worked on the strength of the other side by pulling. But now we're going to switch. Okay, this one's nice and firm. Now the right arm is the worker. Okay, right leg is out. Okay, this is nice and firm on the left. And here's 1. Back to center. Back to center. Right beside my head. It's not behind it, and it's not in front of it. It's right beside it. Coming up on 10. Maintain that tension in that loop. That means it doesn't go like this, doesn't get loose. Let's do 5 more. Maintain that tension. Here comes the last one, and that was 15. Okay, now we're going to move to a plank position, and we're going to get into a pike. This is going to be on our feet, and we're going to jack out. So all I'm doing is transitioning this to my feet. I'm going to get in my pike position. Okay, this is a pike right here, and I'm going to jack out for 15. My hands are nice and firm. I maintain constant tension in this loop. Okay, that means I don't put my feet back together. Step out as wide as you can by still maintaining that pike position. 2 more. Last one. Okay, you're definitely going to have to give yourself about a 30-second break in between the other side. Otherwise, your shoulders, because we've done so much of them today, are not going to be able to maintain that pike, right? So take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm not really counting. You'll know when you're ready, but it's perfectly okay to take a 30-second break, okay? I'm going to turn this way so you can see the other side. All right, fingers are spread wide open. Get into that nice firm pike position. We should feel this in our calf muscle pushing in to the mat below for 15. Make sure you keep those elbows locked out. Maintain constant tension in the loop. That means don't bring your feet too close together. We got 5 more. 2 more. Last one. Great job. Now, since you're already on the mat and you already have that loop on your feet, you can just turn over. As you're resting, I'll show you the next exercise. So we're going to be on our backs, and we're going to call this a gas pedal and a break. That looks easy enough. But when you pull, you want to push with equal tension. So that means you're not just pushing with your right leg, you're also pulling with your left, and vice versa. You're not just pushing with the left, you're also really pulling with the right. And then for an added kicks and giggles, you're going to crunch, right? So this is a false grip on the side of our head. We don't want to grab the back of our head or neck. We just make a fist and we put it in our temple, and that's what's called a false grip. We don't want to grab our neck and pull our neck forward. So this is called gas pedal brake with a cross crunch. So every time you pull the opposite leg in, you crunch with the opposite shoulder. So it looks like this. Here comes 3. That's 8. There's 10. Remember, push and pull with equal tension on both legs. Last one. And there you have your travel for the holidays workout with no dumbbells, no big Olympic bars or plates, no kettlebells, just some resistance loops, resistance straps, and your TRX suspension straps. Resistance bands, resistance loops, and suspension straps. Please comment if you have any questions. If you know me, send me a text. If you're one of my clients, send me an email or a text, and I'm happy to respond as quickly as possible. No question is a dumb question. The only question that's a bad question is the one you don't ask. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, happy peace, love, and joy. Take good care.